The total came to $42.18. Marcus Hill stared at the number on the screen as if it might change. It didn't. He glanced down at his wallet, already knowing what he would find: a few crumpled bills, some loose change, not enough. "Just a second," he said quietly to the cashier. He stepped aside, letting the next customer begin unloading their groceries while he recalculated bread, eggs, milk, a small pack of chicken, nothing extra. Still, it was too much. He picked up the chicken first and placed it on the counter beside him. "Let's take this off," he said. The cashier nodded and adjusted the total. Still too high. Marcus hesitated, then reached for the apples. He had picked them up without thinking. Something fresh, something decent. He set them aside. The total dropped again, closer, but not enough. Behind him, the line grew. He could feel it. The quiet impatience, the shifting weight, the subtle glances. No one said anything, but it was there. Marcus kept his eyes down. "Take off the milk," he said finally. The cashier paused. "You sure?" Marcus nodded. "Yeah," he swallowed. Milk had become a small luxury. "Actually, hold on." A voice came from behind him. Marcus turned slightly. A woman stood there, mid-30s maybe, holding a basket with just a few items. Nothing about her stood out except the calm way she spoke. "Put the milk back," she said gently. Marcus shook his head immediately. "No, that's all right. I've got it. I can't. It's just milk," she said, offering a small smile. "And whatever else you need to keep." Marcus hesitated. The cashier looked between them, waiting. The line had gone quiet. "It's okay," the woman added. "Really?" Marcus looked at the items he had set aside, the chicken, the apples, then back at her. "Just the milk," he said softly. She nodded. "All right, just the milk." The cashier rang it up. The woman stepped forward and paid without making a show of it. "Thank you," Marcus said, his voice low but steady. She shrugged lightly. "We all need a little help sometimes," he nodded. He didn't trust himself to say more. Outside, the air felt cooler than expected. Marcus loaded his groceries into the car slowly. The bag felt lighter than it should have, not because of what was missing, but because of what had just happened. It had been a small thing, just milk, but it didn't feel small. That night, Marcus sat at his kitchen table, the groceries spread out in front of him. He poured a glass of milk and stared at it for a moment before taking a sip. It tasted the same, but it meant more. He thought about how quickly things had changed in his life. A job lost, savings gone faster than expected, pride slowly replaced by survival. And then, in the middle of an ordinary checkout line, someone had seen him. Not judged, not rushed, just seen. The next week, Marcus returned to the same store. He kept his list short again, careful. When he reached the register, the total stayed within what he had barely. As he stepped aside, he noticed a young mother behind him, 2 kids, a cart fuller than she looked comfortable with. At the counter, she began removing items. Cereal first, then fruit snacks, then a loaf of bread. Marcus watched quietly. He felt something familiar. "Wait," he said. She looked up. "Put the bread back," he added. Her expression shifted, surprise, hesitation. "You don't have to. It's just bread," Marcus said gently. A small smile found its way to her face. "Thank you," she said. As he walked out of the store, Marcus realized something had changed. He wasn't in a different place financially. Nothing dramatic had shifted. But something inside him had. Because that moment in the grocery line hadn't just given him milk. It had given him something else. A reminder that even in hard seasons, kindness still finds its way in. And when it does, it doesn't just fill what's missing. It teaches us how to pass it on.